tell me a bit about that, your page 81 experience. That one was where you lost your wallet. Page 81,
Wow.
I think that's where you lost your wallet.
Yeah. You
You,
know,
you lost all your cards.
yes, and my
And you
cash.
were where? Where were you then? You were in
I was on my
Europe.
way back,
Yeah.
yes, in Italy,
You were in
waiting
Italy
for the
then.
ferry. I think Livorno was the town, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, correct.
Yeah,
That's correct.
yeah. You see, the first thing that comes, and I think it's my motorcycle training and being a biker that helps me deal with things. The first reaction is is what comes natural to you, right? And then you begin to go through it and discover, wow, there is actually a way out. There are options. It's not the end of the world. I got to a point that I was saying, you know what, I would sell my watch. I realized I have value. Even though I don't have my wallet and I don't have my cash, I don't have access to all that, I began very quickly to realize that I still have a lot of things that are valuable that I can trade.
So your survival instinct just came up.
Immediately.
Conclusion. Let me read what you wrote. You said, at the service station, I reach for my wallet and it's not where I expect it to be. A thorough search reveals that I have lost my wallet. In my wallet are all my cards and all my euro. I guess you meant your money.
Yeah.
I am in a daze. So, I read that and I was asking, I said, daze? I would have passed out. Because days, he says in the days, when I was reading. So I said, days. So how did you, of course you wrote here eventually how you managed.
Yeah.
You know, how you managed, but I felt that you didn't really articulate
Like I said,
what you experienced.
yeah, we
very
all
well.
handle these things differently. And listening to you now, I'm realizing that actually I didn't lose my mind. You know, I found, and I think a lot of it is because I ride a motorcycle. Riding a motorcycle, there are so many challenges constantly coming at you. You can't sit down and be pondering the last one you dealt with because another one is approaching you really, really quickly. So I've maybe trained myself not to sit in the situation. Yeah, there's nothing to do. What do we do next? You know? And I guess that's probably the days like, wow, okay. Now let's move to plan B. What would plan B be? And that starts the next the next episode, you know. Never a time you sit down and begin to, it's like crying over spilled milk, right?
Yes, it is.
Nothing is going to change. Nothing is going to change.
How fast were you traveling when you went to Europe?
There is a particular stretch of road in Morocco, and this road, if you stop and make a 360-degree search, you will not find another living thing, right? And the road is, you can see the horizon, and the road is straight as an arrow to the horizon. That's how that road is. On that road, right, I had pinned the throttle. It couldn't go any further than it was. And yet, yeah, the indicator, the speedometer is telling you you're doing maybe 200, 220,
You were
something
doing
like
over
that.
220.
Ah, that's nothing. But you see, you have no sense of speed because things are not passing, nothing is changing. You know? So, and you can see, so it's not reckless. Nobody's about to cross your path. You know the vehicle, you know the motorcycle, everything is in tip-top shape.
And the road is almost endless.
Yes. And you see, there's nobody coming, there's nobody going, just you.
Okay, you took a lot of pictures, so many pictures. What did it feel like not being in most of those pictures? Because, you traveled alone.
Yeah.
So you had to be the cameraman.
Yeah.
And,
that was...
and I mean, I looked at a lot of the pictures and I said, oh, poor Ogbonnaya. And there was one in which you tried to do a selfie here.
Okay, yeah.
I guess you are a bit amateurish. Selfies.
I've come a long way.
So, so what was that like? Did you wish you had a cameraman?
My goal was to share my experiences with people, right? So being in the picture came from the sharing. I didn't necessarily feel that I needed to be in the picture to, to share the experience with people. Yeah, I agree with you. In some cases, for my own consumption, I would have liked to be in the picture. But generally, it didn't make much difference to me. I captured, with the pictures, I tried to capture what I was seeing, what I was experiencing. And I hope, with my words, it will, it will push it in.
Okay, so you are the first Nigerian, or is it the first person? I don't know.
No, I'm not the first
To
person.
travel from Nigeria to Europe and back
On a
on a
bike.
motorbike.
Yes.
How does that feel?
Well, for me, it's really nothing, yeah, because there are so many other people doing other great things. I look at it as, and that's why the book is titled Breaking Limits. I look at it as a message to encourage people to strive to be the first, or do things that haven't been done before. Do things that push outside your comfort zone, So the title, you're the first. I wish people would see me as an ordinary person, just like they are, and see, well, if this guy can be the first to do this, he's no different from me, then I can be the first to do that also. So that's the way, that's what it means to me.
Why did you decide to take that
It
ride?
was just something to do. It was another
Just
thing
another
to do.
thing to do.
Yes, Has anyone? Actually, we were supposed to be two to go on the trip, and the time didn't work out, so we couldn't make the trip together. And I didn't want to
Lose the opportunity.
Yes, and I ended up going alone. It just another thing to do,
Just another thing to
Just
do.
another thing to do.
Watch a movie,
Yes,
have a meal,
go to Europe on the
ride,
bike.
ride to Europe on the bike.
Yeah.
Okay, interesting. I was reading here how you had a raincoat tucked in there somewhere, but how did you deal with the weather?
I've been very fortunate because I have not gone through sustained bad weather. Bad weather for a motorcyclist would be downpours, yeah? But I think I had on the way back, I think it was in Mali, I experienced a downpour that I've never gone through before or since, yeah? You ride through it. And if it gets too bad, you stop and stand by the roadside till it stops.
I mean, this is so normal to you. I mean, but you can't imagine how fascinated I am. Now, look at this.
Yeah.
You rode from Tan to Rabat in Morocco.
Yeah.
877 kilometers. Is it correct to assume that's the distance you rode? Because you rode here, distance
That's
covered.
the distance I covered that day. Yeah.
Do you have brakes?
Yeah.
You had brakes?
Yeah.
Or did you just ride it 177
No, you'd
kilometers?
stop to buy fuel. You'd stop to have a drink. You'd stop to eat something. Yeah.
But okay, but apart from those normal stops,
This is
there's just
day.
one ride.
Yeah. But this is nothing. Just to move to the side a bit, in 2014, I think it was 2014 in South Africa, there's an organization called the Iron Bot Association, right? And for you to enter into this association, the basic entry level is 1,600 kilometers in 24 hours.
1,600 kilometers of
on
riding on a bike.
Yes. And I did it in 18 hours.
Whoa.
So I'm in that association.
Iron bot, indeed.
Iron Bot, yeah. So you have all your all the information from the onboard computer. It's a far cry from, the technology on this, cars don't have.
Wow.
Cars don't have it. Cars don't have it. It has what they call adaptive suspension, which predicts the road and adjusts the suspension, the shock absorbers and all that on the go, something like 30, 40 times a second.
So is this the kind of bike
Yeah.
you took on your Nigeria to Europe
Yes,
trip?
yes. It's the model 2 years before this. Actually, the GS base model starts from about, because I bought in the UK, about £15,000, something like that. Yeah,
£15,000.
it will get you a good car.
A very good car.
Yeah.
Okay, great,
Yeah.
great. Okay. It's been great having you on
Thank
the
you.
channel's book club.
So you're ready to
So
go?
I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go.
Okay.
First time. So how do I do this?
Yeah. So just hold. Okay. No. Hold it up like that, and then put it in. Yeah, the way I did.
Like
You
this?
can exactly. You're a pro. So there's a technique. I'm going to get on the bike first, and then I'll tell you what to do. Okay. Good. Good. And then you can hold on to me. Yeah. To give yourself. Yeah, and then come up.
Okay.
Yeah. That's it. Not so bad. Not so bad.
That was fun.